The Secret of the Hidden Scrolls, Book 2, Race for the Ark, Chapter 2, An Old Leather Book. "Look what I found," shouted Peter. Mary sighed as she walked down the hallway. "Hurry!" "Okay, I'm here," Mary folded her arms. "Now what is so important?" Peter pointed into the room. Mary's eyes got as big as saucers. "Look at all these shovels." Peter picked up a small shovel from a pile on the shelf. "We could have used this to build a sandcastle on our last adventure." "This must be where Great Uncle Solomon keeps his archaeological tools," said Mary. Peter picked up some binoculars. "Check these out." Peter looked across the room through the binoculars. When he turned back to Mary, she was unrolling a large map she found on the table. Peter grabbed a flashlight from the shelf. "What's that?" "It's a map of Israel," said Mary. "How do you know?" asked Peter. Mary pointed to the top of the map. "It's written right there in big letters. Israel." "I know," said Peter. "I just wanted to make sure you did." Mary shook her head. "Yeah, sure you did." Peter shined his flashlight on the map. "What is that big X right in the middle?" Mary picked up the magnifying glass from the table. "It looks like the X is on top of some hills in a desert beside the Dead Sea." "Wait," said Peter. "Isn't that where Great Uncle Solomon discovered the hidden scrolls?" "You're right," Mary looked up. "I'm right sometimes," Peter said, grinning. "I wonder if there's anything else here to help us find out more about the scrolls," said Mary. "Woof, woof!" Hank was standing over by a brown leather bag. Peter picked it up and plopped it on the table. Mary gave Peter a big sister look. "Be careful, we don't know what's in there." Peter unzipped the bag and looked inside. "There's nothing in here but an old leather book." He tossed it on the table. Mary opened the book. "This isn't just a book, it's a handwritten journal." "What's it about?" said Peter. Mary looked down and read, "July 8th. It is very hot in this desert. Even my camel is getting thirsty. I have been searching for the hidden scrolls for 152 days, and I am losing hope of ever finding them." "What else does it say?" Peter moved closer so he could see. Mary turned the page. "July 9th. I hired a new guide today. He knows more about the scrolls than I do. He told me the scrolls were hidden 2,000 years ago, but he can help me find them. He also told me the legend of the hidden scrolls. I'm writing it down so I don't forget. The legend of the hidden scrolls. The scrolls contain the truth you seek. Break the seal, unroll the scroll, and you will see the past unfold. Amazing adventures are in store for those who follow the lion's roar." "There you are," said a raspy old voice behind them. "I see you found my adventure journal." Peter spun around. Great Uncle Solomon was standing in the doorway. He adjusted his round glasses under his bushy white eyebrows. Mary quickly closed the book and put it on the table. "Peter found it and made me read it." Peter's heart pounded in his chest. "It's not my fault. Hank found it." Great Uncle Solomon smiled. "Don't worry, I'm not angry." He picked up the journal and flipped through the pages. "This journal has many great memories." Roar! The lion's roar echoed down the hallway from the library. "There's no time to tell you," said Great Uncle Solomon. He ran around the room, grabbing things from the shelves and putting them in the brown leather bag. "What are you doing?" asked Mary. Great Uncle Solomon put the journal in the bag and zipped it shut. "Here are a few things to help you on your adventure." Roar! "Go!" Great Uncle Solomon handed the bag to Peter. "You don't want to make the lion wait." "Let's go," said Peter. He hung the bag over his shoulder and ran down the hall to the library. Mary and Hank were close behind. Peter stopped and stared at the lion's head handle. He reached for the handle and turned. Click! Peter swung the door open and they ran in. Bang! The door shut behind them. Roar! The sound came from behind the tall bookshelves on the right. Hank ran over and barked at one of the books. Mary quickly found the red book with the lion's head painted in gold on the cover. She pulled it off the shelf. The tall bookshelf rumbled. Then it slid open to reveal the hidden room. It was dark, except for a glowing clay pot in the center of the room that held the scrolls. Peter ran to the pot with Mary and Hank on his heels. Hank sniffed at one of the scrolls. Peter picked it up and looked at it. "What's on the red wax seal?" Mary asked. Peter took a closer look. "I'm not sure." Mary looked at it. "I think it's a boat." "I guess we could use one with all this rain," said Peter. He broke the seal. Suddenly the walls shook, books fell off the shelves, and the floor quaked. Peter grabbed Mary's hand. "Here we go!" The library crumbled around them and disappeared. Then everything was still and quiet.